What's good, people? My name is Ocean. I'm a music producer from London, and to mark 250 years since the birth of Beethoven, BBC Radio 3, the National Orchestra of Wales have done something very special. They've gone ahead and recorded the first movement of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, possibly the most famous piece of classical music of all time. And they've made the audio available for everyone to go ahead to download and remix it using exactly the same sounds, the same structures, the same rhythms as Beethoven. I've gone ahead, I've downloaded the Beethoven remix pack from the BBC Radio 3 website, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can create your very own Beethoven remix using GarageBand. Let's get into it. So right now I've got GarageBand open and I'm just going to create a track, and I've got the sample pack loaded up. So I'm just going to take a listen to a few of the samples and I'm going to choose some that I can use for the remix. I really like those last three. So I'm just going to take this sample, this file right here, and I'm going to drag it straight into GarageBand. So what we can do, first of all, as you can see, the audio starts a bit later. So I'm just going to shorten that so it starts in the beginning. And I'm also gonna up the tempo, increase it to about 140 BPM just to make it a bit faster. Alright, that sounds cool so far. To make this sound a bit more unique, one thing we can do is literally just change the pitch. So I'm holding Option and moving up and down. But when you do that, it does change the timing as well. For now, I'm just going to keep it as the original. And I'm going to choose another sample which I think could fit this as well. I think a cool back and forth between these two will work. So I'm going to drag in this sample right here. I'm going to do the same thing. Cut out that dead space just by moving that over and dragging that into position. So we've got a nice little rhythm going. One thing I'm going to do though is pan some of the sounds left and right. So literally if I just choose this knob and turn it a bit to the right, then you're going to hear it coming more up the right speaker than the left speaker. And then I'm just going to turn this one to the left a bit. And also just turn them down. A cool thing about GarageBand as well, it does come with some stock sounds. So I'm just going to choose this library button here. And as you can see, they got pianos, orchestral instruments, mallets, guitars. I'm going to go with just a classic grand piano and play something on top. So I could do something simple like that. What I'm going to do is record that in just by pressing R. As you can see as well, there is a control panel down here where you can add some effects. If you don't see it, then you can just press this button at the top here and it'll bring up this menu. So what I'm going to do is just add some more reverb to that piano so it sounds a bit more spacey, and some more ambience as well. So we've got the pianos in the background and the samples going on top as well. We've got a good foundation so far. I'm going to see if there's any more samples that I like that I want to add to this, and then we can go ahead and add some drums into it and really turn it into a beat. I think that can fit. So I'm just going to drag that one into GarageBand as well. So I've pressed this button here just to solo this sound so you can hear it by itself. Another way we can make this unique, make it a bit different, is if we double click on it, this menu will pull up. Just going to stretch it open a bit more. And then there's an option here where we can reverse the sound. So it's just going to play backwards. So all together, let's hear how we can make that fit. So I've just turned it down so it's a bit more subtle in the background. And then we can do the same thing that we did with the piano as well. Get the effects rack open and just add some reverb. So it's just really quiet in the background, just adding a little something but not too much. What I'm gonna do is actually put this over 8 bars, so I'm just gonna control everything, hold Option and copy that over. And then in this section, I might even just switch it up a little bit so it's a bit different. So we can have a little back and forth here. What I'm gonna do is add some drums on this. So I'm gonna just open up a new track, hit software instrument, and then it opens up the library automatically. And then what we can do, we can go into the drum kit or even an electric drum kit and find some cool percussion sounds that we can layer this with. It's a cool hi-hat sound. I think I'm gonna add that in. Then if we can find like a nice snare, maybe even that could work. Alright, so I definitely didn't play everything on time, which is not a bad thing. Sometimes it sounds good to just keep everything natural. But what I'm going to do is control everything, Command A, and then I'm going to press Q to quantize it so everything snaps into grid and it's in perfect timing. All we need to do now really is add in a bass, add in a kick, and let's see what's in the electronic drum kit, see what we can find. And I'm going to do the same thing by selecting all those kick drums, pressing Q to snap it into grid, so it's perfectly timed. Alright, and then what we can do is just hold Option and drag that over. And then the last thing I want to add to this beat is a bass, and pretty much finished. So I'm gonna go to, I could choose a bass guitar. I think in the electronic drum kit there is a Boutique 808. Same thing one more time, control everything, make sure it's all quantized. Boom, bum. Boom, bum. So I just changed that note by pulling it down to another note. So this is the bass line now altogether. And it's really just as simple as that. So that's it for the main loop right there. What we could go ahead and do is arrange it so it has different parts coming in different sections. So what I like to do to make this easier is select all of the patterns that we have, and I hold Option and drag it over just so it duplicates. And then we're going to put this over 24 bars. So what we could do for the intro, we could just take away all the drums. We can even take away the piano. So I'm just hitting delete to get rid of that. And then we'll just have that in the beginning. Then after the first 8 bars is when we can introduce maybe the section without the bass, and maybe even that reverse section as well. And then in the final 8 bars over here, we can have everything. So that was a quick and easy way on how to remix the Beethoven pack using GarageBand. It's very simple. They got a lot of different sounds in there. There's some really cool sounds in that sample pack. If you want to go ahead and download it, you can go to the BBC Radio 3 website. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video.